Hi, I'm Luciana. I never thought I'd be the type of person to send someone to jail, especially not family. But here's the thing about family. Sometimes they're the ones who hurt you the worst. My dad passed away 6 months ago. Pancreatic cancer, fast and brutal. The day after his funeral, my cousin Derek showed up at my door with a bottle of cheap wine and what I thought was sympathy. "Lucy, hey," he said, pulling me into a hug that lasted a second too long. "I just wanted to check on you. This must be so hard." "Thanks for coming by," I said, stepping back. "You want to come in? My husband Marco's making coffee." Derek's jaw tightened for just a moment. "Marco, right. How's he doing?" "He's holding up. Dad really loved him, you know." "Yeah, I'm sure he did." There was something in his tone I couldn't quite place. Marco came into the living room, 2 mugs in hand. "Derek, good to see you, man." "Marco." Derek didn't take the offered coffee. "So, when's the will reading?" Marco and I exchanged glances. "Next week," I said. "Why?" "Just curious. Uncle Ray and I were pretty close, you know. Spent a lot of time together before he got sick." That was news to me. "Really? I don't remember you visiting much." "Well, you weren't always there, were you?" Derek's smile didn't reach his eyes. "I helped him with stuff. Fixed things around his house. Listened to him talk about his regrets." "Regrets?" Marco set down the mugs. "What kind of regrets?" "Nothing specific. Just, life stuff." Derek stood abruptly. "Anyway, I should go. Just wanted to check in. See you next week at the lawyer's office." After he left, Marco turned to me. "That was weird, right?" "Super weird," I agreed. "What was that about regrets?" The will reading was even weirder. My dad's lawyer, Mrs. Patterson, sat across from Derek and me in her oak-paneled office. Derek kept tapping his foot against the chair leg, tap, 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 like a countdown. "Your father's estate is straightforward," Mrs. Patterson began. "The house, the life insurance policy, and his savings account, all totaling approximately $450,000, go entirely to his daughter, Luciana Marie Torres." The tapping stopped. "What?" Derek's voice cracked. "That can't be right. I assure you these were your uncle's clear wishes." "But I'm family too. I took care of him. Where's my name?" Mrs. Patterson adjusted her glasses. "You're mentioned in a separate letter your uncle left, but there are no financial provisions for extended family members." Derek's face went red. "This is bullshit. Lucy, you have to share it. It's only fair." "Derek, I didn't even know about this. You poisoned him against me. You and that husband of yours." "Derek, calm down," Mrs. Patterson said firmly. "This is not the place. Screw this." He stormed out, slamming the door so hard the diplomas rattled on the wall. That evening, my best friend Nina came over. She worked as a paralegal and had seen plenty of estate drama. "Girl, you look stressed," she said, handing me a glass of wine. "What happened?" "Derek went ballistic at the will reading. Nina, he literally screamed at me in front of the lawyer." "What did Marco say?" "He wants me to block Derek's number. Says he's giving off scary vibes." Nina leaned forward. "Lucy, listen to me. People get crazy over money. I've seen families destroy each other over way less than $450,000. You need to be careful. He's my cousin. We grew up together." "That was before $500,000 came between you." My phone buzzed. A text from Derek. "We need to talk. This isn't over." Nina saw my face. "What is it?" I showed her the screen. She didn't hesitate. "Screenshot that. Right now." The texts started coming daily, then hourly. "You owe me this. Uncle Ray would want me to have half." "Your husband is controlling you. He's keeping you from doing the right thing." "I deserve this money. I need it." Marco wanted to go to the police immediately, but I kept hoping Derek would calm down. That was my first mistake. My Aunt Carol called on Thursday. "Luciana, honey, I need to talk to you about Derek." "Aunt Carol, I know he's upset, but Dad's will was clear. He's not just upset, Lucy. He's obsessed. He came to my house yesterday ranting about how you stole his inheritance. He said your father promised him money for all the help he gave." Did Dad actually promise him anything? There was a long pause. No, sweetie. Derek helped your dad maybe twice, fixed a leaky faucet once. Your father never mentioned giving him anything. Derek's inventing a story in his head. That weekend, Derek showed up at our house unannounced. Marco answered the door while I was in the shower. I heard raised voices and came running downstairs in my bathrobe, my hair dripping. You need to leave, Marco was saying, blocking the doorway. I'm here to talk to my cousin, not you. Derek tried to push past him. Derek, what are you doing? I pushed between them. You can't just show up like this. I can't get you on the phone. You're ignoring me. Because you won't stop harassing me. You're sending me 20 texts a day. I wouldn't have to if you just listen. Lucy, 50-50. That's fair. That's what family does. The will says otherwise, Marco said coldly. You need to respect that. Derek's eyes went dark. This is your fault. You got in her head. Before you came along, Lucy and I were close. That's not true, I said. Derek, you barely called me before Dad got sick. This is about the money. It's about what I deserve. I was there for Uncle Ray. Twice, I shouted. You helped him twice. I was there every single day at the end. I held his hand while he died. Where were you? Derek's face twisted. You think you're so special. You always did. Little Lucy, Daddy's favorite. Well, guess what? You don't deserve that money either. Get out, Marco said, stepping forward. Now. Or what? You gonna make me tough guy? Derek, please just go, I said, tears starting. You're scaring me. Something in my voice must have gotten through because he stepped back, but his parting words chilled me. This isn't finished, Lucy. Not even close. After he left, I was shaking so hard Marco had to help me to the couch. That's it, he said, grabbing his phone. I'm calling the cops. And tell them what? He didn't actually do anything. Lucy, that was a threat. It was words. They won't do anything about words. Nina came over within the hour. Okay, I heard what happened. Let me see your phone. I handed it over. She scrolled through the messages, her expression getting grimmer. Lucy, this is harassment. You've got dozens of messages here. Some of these are straight up threatening. Which ones? Marco asked, looking over her shoulder. You'll regret this. I'll make sure you understand what you've done. Your husband won't always be there to protect you. Girl, these are not okay. What do we do? I asked. Nina looked at Marco, then back at me. We document everything, every text, every call, every visit, and we prepare for this to get worse. Worse? How could it get worse? She didn't answer, but her silence told me everything. It got worse. Marco came home on Tuesday with a split lip and a black eye forming. Oh my God. I dropped the dish I was holding. What happened? Your cousin happened. He touched his lip and winced. He was waiting by my car after work. He hit you? He did more than that. Marco sat heavily on the couch. He said I had one chance to make this right. Said I needed to convince you to share the money or there'd be consequences. Did anyone see this? My coworker Jeff saw the whole thing. He's the one who pulled Derek off me. I was already dialing 911 when Derek's name flashed on my phone. I put it on speaker. Did you like my message? His voice was manic. Nothing like the cousin I grew up with. That's just the beginning, Lucy. Tell your husband to stay out of family business. Derek, you just assaulted someone. Do you understand what you've done? I defended what's mine. That money should be split. Your father made a mistake. No, he didn't. He knew exactly what he was doing. Because you manipulated him. You kept me away from him when he was sick. That's not true. You never even tried to visit. Liar. You poisoned him against me, and now you're stealing my inheritance. Marco grabbed the phone. I'm calling the police right now, Derek. You assaulted me. There's a witness. You're done. You think I'm scared of the cops? I've got nothing to lose. Lucy took everything from me. I didn't take anything. It was Dad's choice. Then change it. Sign over half the money and we can forget this ever happened. Not a chance, Marco said. You put your hands on me. That crosses a line. You haven't seen me cross a line yet. Derek's voice dropped to something darker. You two sleep pretty soundly in that house, don't you? Nice big windows in the bedroom. No security system. My blood went cold. Are you threatening to break into our house? I'm just making observations, cousin. Just letting you know I'm paying attention. That's it. Marco ended the call. We're going to the police station right now, and you're bringing every text message he's ever sent you. Nina met us at the station. The officer who took our report, Detective Sarah Wells, looked younger than I expected but had sharp, intelligent eyes. Okay, walk me through everything from the beginning, she said. Marco showed her his face. He assaulted me in broad daylight in a parking lot. My coworker saw everything. And there's a pattern of harassment? Detective Wells asked me. I handed her my phone. She scrolled through the messages, her expression hardening with each screen. How long has this been going on? 3 weeks since the will reading. And this latest call? You recorded it? It's still in the call log. He threatened to break into our house. Detective Wells nodded. That's enough for an arrest warrant. Criminal threats, assault and battery, and harassment. Mr. Torres, we'll need your coworker's contact information for his statement. Whatever you need, Marco said. Derek's going to flip out, I said quietly. Good, Detective Wells replied. Let him. Every time he contacts you or comes near you, he's digging himself deeper. Keep documenting everything. 2 hours later, Derek was in custody. But the detective was right. He wasn't done yet. Derek made bail the next day. His mother, my Aunt Carol, called me immediately. Luciana, you have to drop the charges, she pleaded. He's my son. This will ruin his life. Aunt Carol, he assaulted Marco. He threatened to break into our house. He was just upset. He didn't mean those things. Yes, he did. You didn't hear how he sounded. He was out of control. But jail, Lucy? Really? Over money? This stopped being about money when he put his hands on my husband, I said firmly. I'm sorry, but no. The charges stand. She hung up on me. The preliminary hearing was the following week. Derek showed up with a public defender who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. The prosecutor, Miss Rodriguez, was ready. Your Honor, Mr. Lawson has engaged in a sustained campaign of harassment against Miss Torres and her husband, culminating in a physical assault with witnesses. We have text messages spanning 3 weeks that show escalating threats, including explicit threats to break into the victim's home. Derek's lawyer stood. Your Honor, my client was emotionally distraught over what he perceived as an unfair distribution of his uncle's estate. Being upset doesn't give you the right to assault someone, Judge Morrison interrupted. Miss Rodriguez, what's the state asking for? Given the violence and the threats, we're asking that Mr. Lawson be prohibited from any contact with Miss Torres or Mr. Torres, and that he remain in custody until trial given the escalating nature of his behavior. Your Honor, that's excessive. Derek's lawyer tried. I've read the messages, Counselor. They're chilling. I'm granting the protective order and keeping him in custody. Trial date is set for 6 weeks from now. Derek exploded. This is bullshit. Lucy, you know this isn't right. That money is half mine. The bailiff moved toward him, but Derek kept shouting. You're going to regret this. You think this is over? You ruined my life. Mr. Lawson, one more word and I'll add contempt to your charges, Judge Morrison warned. As they led Derek away, he locked eyes with me. The hatred there was palpable, but I didn't look away. This was the man who'd threatened my family. Whatever happened next, I wouldn't feel guilty. Outside the courtroom, Marco squeezed my hand. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. And I was. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe. Nina hugged me tight. You did the right thing, girl. He made his choices. 6 weeks later, Derek took a plea deal. 18 months for assault and criminal threats, with 5 years probation after. He'd serve his time at the county facility. His mother tried calling me one last time. He wants to apologize. Will you at least listen? No, Aunt Carol, I won't. An apology doesn't undo what he did. It doesn't erase the fear he put us through. He's family, Luciana. Family doesn't threaten to break into your house. Family doesn't assault your spouse. Whatever we were before, that person is gone. You're really not going to forgive him? No, I'm not. And I need you to respect that. She never called again. Marco and I used part of Dad's money to install a security system and take the honeymoon we'd postponed when Dad got sick. When we got back, there was a letter from Derek in the mailbox. I didn't even open it, just handed it straight to Detective Wells. He's not supposed to contact you, she said, shaking her head. This violates his probation. Want to press it? Do whatever the law requires, I told her. They added 6 months to his sentence. Sometimes I think about the Derek I knew as a kid, the cousin who taught me to ride a bike, who shared his Halloween candy. But that person either never really existed or died somewhere along the way. The truth is, some people show you who they really are when stakes get high. Derek showed me he valued money more than family, more than decency, more than basic humanity, and I learned I was strong enough to stand up to it. Moving forward wasn't about forgetting what happened. It was about refusing to let his choices control my life anymore. I got to decide what came next. And what came next was peace. Has a family member ever turned on you over money? How did you handle it? Drop your story in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real stories about standing up to toxic family members.